Hello and welcome to Peeves and Qs, a podcast where we ask each other questions and talk about what's annoying us whenever we get together to do it. I am your host, Alex Vincent, and with me is Jody.
Happy holidays!
We also have Taylor.
Hello.
Not the same Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And returning special guest, Adam.
Or Mr. Pink.
Mr.
I think
Pink.
is what we called him last time.
Yes,
Right.
it was.
That was
Mr.
funny.
Pink. I am back. Hello.
Yeah. You're also known as mine brother.
Sure. We'll go with that for now.
Okay, and who are you?
I'm Adam's girlfriend.
Great.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
So this is a double date episode
Did that
of
change?
Sure, yeah, double date.
Peeves and
Double
Qs.
date, Peeves and Qs style.
And it's also Christmas time.
Yes.
When is this episode coming out? Today's Monday. It's probably coming out on Friday or something.
So it's past Christmas.
It's still 2019 though.
Yes.
This is the last podcast of 2019.
Oh.
Not just our podcast, any podcast. No more will come out.
I mean,
Yikes.
maybe they do a Christmas Eve or a New Year's Eve podcast. Some
Maybe.
people, you never know.
Christmas Eve podcast. Come
Yes.
out much before.
Come on.
Anyway,
Tomorrow.
so let's go to our first segment, shall we? How are you guys? How's it going?
I'm great. So far, so good in life. You know, can't really complain about my social status.
Yeah.
Just gonna move the microphone.
So you're home
a bit closer to you.
I
for
am
the
home.
holidays.
Oh, sorry, I was
from
not
Florida.
projecting. My
That's
bad.
okay. Yeah, you're home from Florida.
Yes.
What's it like to be up north?
It's better to
Yeah?
be home.
Is it?
Really now?
Yes.
Do you really think it is?
I like it up here. Just I love the cold. I love the snow.
I do too.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
no snow this year,
Yeah.
but
I know it really sucks,
it
doesn't it?
happens. Yeah.
Don't let him fool you. He is an honorary Florida man.
No, negative.
I just don't believe that. Like,
So the only problem I'm having here is not really. You live in Michigan when you're when
All right.
When Jeff
Foxworthy,
Foxworthy.
what do you got for us?
yeah, you might be from Michigan if your winter has better weather than your Halloween,
Oh my
or your
God.
Christmas has better weather than your Halloween.
It's straight up 50 degrees
yeah,
out today.
it was 52.
Today, as we're recording this little peek behind the curtains, it is December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. It was 50 degrees.
And it snowed on Halloween.
And we are in Michigan.
yeah,
That
that's
is not
unheard of.
okay.
Yeah,
Up north,
right.
no snow
No,
in December.
I'm actually proud of Jacksonville. Right now it's 59 degrees. I'm proud of them. It's not 80.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes, and so Taylor, this is your first Christmas in Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry there's no snow.
I am
It
very
ruins
disappointed.
everything.
Yeah, I was promised a lot of cold and a lot of snow, and I am actually kind of disappointed in how
Yeah.
cold it is.
That's because you promised it, Adam.
I've worn so many layers, and I've actually found myself sweating.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yep. Yeah, it's very weird. You don't know how to dress because it just depends on where you're going, how the wind's going.
I was really worried that I'd have my Jacksonville winter clothes and I'd be up here and it wouldn't be
You wouldn't be enough?
You're like,
I'm terrified I have to buy
I don't
some.
know, the fabric down there is just not good enough. I don't
Right.
know.
It's just not insulated.
Yeah, it is very weird because people have expectations.
Yes.
I was only sort of listening.
Yeah, I could tell. You
talk.
two are giving shenanigans over here.
Well, he's trying to ask me what... First of all, he's vaping on the podcast.
That's not
which
important.
I don't appreciate.
You're right. It's not important.
Yeah.
Apparently, your health is not important.
It's not. I don't care about my physical or mental or emotional well-being at all. Words are hard, all right?
Drugs were bad.
Bad. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, lots of... Christmas has been very varied. I think we should... Here's a controversial opinion. We should all collectively agree to move Christmas to, late January.
Why don't we take Christmas and push it over here?
Yeah.
Okay, Patrick.
Because then it would
No, this is Patrick.
Because I think...
Not a crusty crab.
Correct me if I'm wrong, we used to have white Christmases.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now-
I feel like growing up, there was
What's that
never
like?
not
You know-
a white
Yeah.
Christmas.
You know
It's
who
great.
would be great
that
on this
like?
subject?
What's...
Greta Thunberg.
Okay,
Probably.
well, she unfortunately was not available to do this.
Oh, darn.
We reached out.
Apparently, she is an expert in global warming.
She is.
I don't believe. Anyway,
We don't.
Anyway,
Cannot take you anywhere.
yeah,
I brought you here.
So that's a problem.
What is?
that we don't have any snow.
Oh, yes. I was
Yeah.
not listening to any of that. My bad.
I think the last time Jacksonville had snow was 1989.
Yeah. You got about a foot of snow.
And it was
Did
like
they?
a little bit of snow.
Oh, just like a dust storm.
I was
And
alive,
everyone,
so I couldn't
guess
that's
what?
right.
Everyone freaked out. It was
Yeah, makes sense.
total.
I bet they wouldn't know how to drive in it because they don't treat the roads. You know, like we treat our roads.
We don't
with
plan for
salt
that kind of
and
thing down there.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah, they just like wouldn't, and people wouldn't even know how to drive.
They don't
like,
have
there's
snow plows down there.
Right,
They
there's
don't
this-
know how to drive.
they don't
if
have
it
salt
drizzles
truck.
a
That's
little,
true.
okay?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of drizzle. People forget how to drive.
There's always that first snow of the season up here in Michigan, and people just like
Freak out.
completely
for like 2 days.
forget how to drive.
Hold on. How do I do this?
It's just
Let me
like
get reacclimated.
slow the fuck down.
My first, the first like rain, it wasn't even like a bad one. It was like a drizzle in Florida. I was driving, and everyone had their high beams on. And I was like,
You're like, it's raining.
I can still see. I don't even need wipers. And people started having their high beams on, and they were driving like 30 in like a 45 or a 50.
Wow.
And I'm just like, what? All right, well, this is Florida, I guess.
Yes.
What a story.
Y'all can't drive.
Anyway, so let's is that all for how we're doing? How we are?
I'd say
Yes, I believe.
Disappointed.
We talked about the
Point
weather.
stroker.
Yeah.
Talked about the
I feel
weather.
like I was lied to.
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. I don't know how,
I'll make
but I
it
will.
snow.
I will go make it snow.
So let's
Right
move
now.
on to our next segment, which is Peeves.
Peeves.
Peeves. What is annoying us? Who would like to go first?
Your weather. Just kidding.
No, I mean,
Your weather. Your weather's so
my
annoying.
weather is peeving me right now, yes.
Alrighty. Well, new guest. Do you have a peeve?
I do. My peeve is people who don't allow themselves to enjoy something because it's the mainstream or popular thing to enjoy.
Great peeve.
Yeah, that is a great
I'm
peeve.
not sure if you guys have covered or not in the past. I can't remember all of the things that you guys talk about.
I don't think
Us
so.
either.
No.
But that is something that does bother me a lot, is if something is too popular, it's just too much for someone to enjoy, and they're like, that's too mainstream, and like they're saying that the populace is deciding what people should enjoy, but I'm like, at the same time, you're doing that. You're letting the populace decide what you can enjoy by doing
Right.
the opposite.
Yeah. Plus, there's a reason that it's so
There's a reason it's
huge.
popular.
There's a reason everyone loves
Well,
it. Yeah.
I mean, Drake's popular, but he's not good.
That's your opinion.
And it's not to say that you should like everything
Right,
that's
yeah,
popular.
right.
It's
I'm
just
just
saying
saying,
don't.
I'm
Like,
saying, like,
no, but I am totally one of those people that's like, oh, everybody likes that. I don't really like Glee. I never really got into Glee because everybody just kept talking about it, and everyone keeps telling me like, oh my gosh, you would love this show.
Yeah.
That's
And I just don't like being told what I would like.
part of the reason I never got into Game of Thrones, because like
But Game of
Three-
Thrones was good. At the
three
time.
episodes. It was 3 episodes
At
into
the
when the
time.
first
Yeah,
when the
at
show
the time.
first came out. 3 episodes into the show, I've got like 14 people on that like 3rd episode. Like the next day at work, I had like 14 different people come up. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? I'm like, I haven't watched it yet. Bro, you should watch it. Bro, I'm like,
like-
or I could not and enjoy my night. I don't know.
it's
I don't
all
know.
I
Game
have.
of Thrones used to be good.
Used to be
Yeah.
good.
The way I see
And then
it
there was a
is-
Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
Well-
So long before that,
Yeah.
it had problems.
The way I see it is you should at least give something a try
Yeah.
before you say, nope, it's terrible, I hate it.
I did watch.
refuse.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay, give it a season.
I watched the first like 2 episodes like halfway when like season 3 was coming out. I was like, maybe I'll give it a try. I watched the first 2 episodes and
Oh,
I
season 3?
won
Oh, no,
season
Oh,
one.
season 1. Okay.
Yeah, I started it and I was like, I
It's
wasn't.
still building up the whole.
I didn't get
I
hooked.
digress.
It's hard.
I didn't get
You
hooked.
have to almost have it. I've said this before. You have to have a tour guide when it comes to Game of Thrones. And
Oh, yeah.
Alex is
For
like
sure.
a perfect person to watch that with because he's read the books. He like he
Exactly.
knows everybody. So
Whenever
we
you
can
get
pause it and I
lost,
can
yeah.
be like, okay, what's going on? Like I missed it. Who is this person? Because everyone also looks very similar. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just like,
I have
wow, then you
I
just
have
catch
that
on.
problem with Star Wars. I can't.
Yes,
I don't know
I
what
can
planets or
understand that.
what. They're talking about this planet, but they're on this planet, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden that planet's
Oh,
blown up,
yep.
and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it almost
What?
it almost doesn't matter when you're watching Star Wars because it's just like, oh, they're just gonna go do the space thing and then blow up
Yeah.
a space
It's
thing and then
either
they're
you
gonna
just
explode.
know,
It's
like-
fine.
That ball of rock got blown up. They're moving to that ball of
Yeah,
rock.
it's like,
Got
oh,
it. All right.
you know, that ice planet.
The only reason
He
I
got
know,
choked first, and he got dead. All right.
I'll
that's
be
it.
honest, the only reason I know some of the planets is because I played Star Wars Battlefront.
There you go.
Nice.
So
That does it a lot. Like a lot of video game stuff really like hammers in like, oh, this is what this is. Whereas when you're watching a show, it's just like, oh,
Or the books I'm sure give you
Yeah,
way
that's
more
right.
into it.
But when you get to like walk it yourself, it's like, oh, okay, I understand.
You're familiar with it now. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I remember when I did this instead of I remember when those characters were in this place versus that place versus that place. Who
Yeah.
cares? Yeah.
It's less two-dimensional.
I
and more
played
three-dimensional.
The Force Unleashed on our PS3 for
Nice.
like a week. That was the only Star Wars game that I ever played.
There you go.
Because I was never into Star Wars. We just had it, so I played it because I was bored.
Yeah, very interesting. You two growing up in the same household. One is obsessed with Star Wars, one not so much.
I blame Dad for that one because Dad was obsessed with Star Wars, and he
and you
followed
were like,
that.
oh, that's too mainstream.
No, I
That's
think
too mainstream. I can't.
I think what it is with Adam is that he has difficulty focusing on too many characters.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And when there's so
totally,
much going
yeah.
on with so many characters, he's just like,
Yeah.
or if there's a lot of talking or plot
Right.
development or anything like that, he just kind of wants to see the good stuff.
I get.
But that's why Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, works so
Right,
well
it's
because the
it's
pacing
like
works.
it's
for
like
him.
3 characters.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is very much a show that you have to like sit down and
Yeah.
pay attention to and be quiet, and those are not your strong suits.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like, we have that problem every time she wants to like sit down and watch a movie. Sometimes I'll just be like, I'm not in the mood because, like, to me, to watch a movie or a TV show, I have to be in the mood to sit there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like video games because I'm doing something with my hands and my mind is going. Like,
yeah,
but with TV, I think I have ADHD.
I'm thinking so, baby.
Probably.
I think you got
ADHD.
it.
I
Yeah,
can't
if I did
sit.
one, that would
I
be
can't
it.
sit
Yeah.
and focus on one thing for longer than 30, 45
and
minutes.
you can't have just the one thing. You always have,
Have to
that,
have
plus your
something
phone,
else.
plus your vape.
You
like,
know
you
what?
always have something.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Alex
Yeah.
is probably mild like that
I-
because it can't just us be watching like a movie. It has to be him on his phone looking at something and also watching the movie. It's
yeah.
like
Oh yeah, like I'll be playing video games and in between rounds I'll scroll through Facebook. Oh, game's starting.
Yeah.
All right, scroll through
I
Facebook.
almost can't play video games the way that you're supposed to, quote unquote, where it's like you're listening to the game and you have the volume up and you're like paying attention to it, because I feel like I'm just, even though I'm playing a game, I feel like I'm wasting time because I could be also watching a TV
Multitasking.
show or listening to a podcast or something while I'm playing them.
See, I can't do that because I feel like I'm missing something. I'm
me
always
too. I
missing
want to be
something.
immersed into
If
whatever
I-
I'm in.
If I haven't seen something and I throw it on the TV, I have to look at it.
Right.
I can't sit there and do this or do that or have a conversation or whatever because I'm missing what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You can look away and something important happens or there's conversation that you missed or something like that. I can't do that. I
Right.
have to look at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I'll get in trouble because I'll have to like pause the game, pay attention to what's going on in the show, and then go back to the game.
If it's something I've seen, I can throw it as background noise.
Sure,
but
sure. Yeah.
Yep. I totally understand the mainstream thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my knee-jerk reaction is to not go with
We
it.
did way get off track.
That's
from
all right.
that.
That's what
Yeah.
podcasts do.
It always
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
My the thing that comes to mind whenever I think about that is like tattoos. My aunt, when she was younger, probably her teenage years, she got 2 tattoos, and because nobody had them, and it was the cool thing or the badass thing to do was to get tattoos. And now that everybody's got tattoos, she hates them.
Yep.
When her
Oh,
daughter
okay.
started getting tattoos, she was like, "No, it's not the cool thing to do anymore." And like I started getting mine, and she doesn't care about them. She just want to see it. She just want to know about it.
Right? We were just having that conversation. We were like, you know, people don't rebel with tattoos anymore. So
Yeah.
Right.
what are they
Now.
gonna turn to rebel? Like we're trying, you know, we talk
Yeah.
about all the time.
Cocaine.
What? That's what I said. I said
Well-
straight up meth. Like is what they're gonna have to go to.
I think the real answer is like the thing that people are like afraid of the most is like Nazis and everything, because Nazis are back now. So I think that's where people like that's why we see like so many young people, like young teenagers, get online and see like such hateful rhetoric and speeches
right
and
and like
everything, because
school
it's like
shootings.
that's what
it's just
that's
like
what
just so extreme to
that's what their parents are like saying is the evil thing, whereas in the 80s it was like marijuana and it
And
was
rock
like
and roll.
tattoos and rock and roll, so
Yeah.
it's like that's what kids rebelled with, was like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and now it's like that stuff is like
In order to
tame.
rebel, I have to take life. No, that's not.
That's
Right.
not how that works, sweetheart.
Yeah,
Listen.
we have those conversations like, what are we gonna do about our kids and when they start rebelling, and
Hit 'em.
then that turns to, well, what are they gonna rebel?
But
with?
I think the biggest
Yeah.
problem is like kids or parents are so afraid to spank their kids now that because they think they're gonna get accused of abusing their child, and it's so far from the realm of abusing their child.
It's a very
It's called
There's a
It's
line.
a thin line.
They won't punish their kid because they're afraid of getting like child protective services called by their.
I don't think that's why
neighbor
people
or-
don't do that anymore.
Okay, maybe not that specific reason why they don't, but
It's
people
a lot
don't.
of things.
Yeah.
People don't punish their kids anymore.
I was gonna say punishment has to be effective, and in
If
some
the
ways,
punishment doesn't work for your kid,
exactly.
you gotta adjust.
Right,
Each
everyone's
kid is
different.
individual, so
Right, yeah.
You have to figure that out.
But I know what you mean, like, because people even tried, like, shaving their heads to rebel, and
Yeah,
now that's cool.
yeah,
You can
now
shave
it's
half
just-
your
Someone's
head,
dying.
and it's the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
All
Or, like
right.
grow your hair out, and like everybody does that now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good peeve.
Yeah. Good.
Good peeve.
Good peeve. I like it.
Who'd like to go
Somehow
next?
I knew that was your peeve. I don't know why.
It tends to be my peeve.
You talk about it a lot.
It annoys me.
Yeah. Would you like to go next?
Yes, actually. So it actually does involve the tattoos. So my peeve is tattoos not being more socially acceptable.
Oh, yeah?
accepted,
Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
it's like one of those things where you see somebody that's heavily tattooed, you immediately go, he's done things like, or
He's seen some shit.
he's seen.
It did some time.
Yeah. Was, hey man, where'd you do your time?
Yeah.
We were watching actually what made me think of it is we were watching a stand-up comedy skit on Facebook. It was a guy called, what was his name?
I don't know, Shane Smith.
Shane Smith, I think actually was his name. Yeah, it was Shane Smith. Look at that. And he's a stand-up comedian. It's a channel on Facebook called Dry Bar Comedy, and it's very good. I think you guys might enjoy it if anybody's listening out there and
That's
wants
too
some good
mainstream.
comedy.
Can't do it.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
exactly.
Now that
He,
that
uh,
advertisement's out of the way.
He's got neck tattoos, a couple of face tattoos, 2 full arm sleeves, and hand tats and everything. And he said he was in line at a grocery store, and he looks over at the line next to him, and he sees another man that's way more heavily tattooed
You're
than
gonna
him.
tell this man's whole joke.
He's
ahead. We don't care.
I mean, I'm
I've
not
never
trying to
heard
take
it.
credit. I'm not trying. I said his name. I said this is his joke. He looks over and he sees this other man who's very heavily tattooed, and like more than he was, like on the whole face and top of the head, bald head, and everything. And the guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, man, where'd you do your time?" First interaction he had with with Shane Smith was, "Hey, man, where'd you do your time?" Just immediately assumes, and it's like. Tattoos
Well, there has
don't
to be
mean
a correlation between that, don't you think? Like,
that. I mean, yes. At the same time, it's like I have tattoos. I've never done time. I've never been arrested. I've never done anything. I didn't even get suspended from school. I got detention like once, and that was way before I had tattoos.
and that was way before I had it.
I did hard time, so I'm gonna get a couple of tattoos. Didn't you do an hour in after school detention?
Yep.
That's hard time to
Yep.
me, bud.
I think it might just be a generational thing where older people, that's when you got your tattoos, was to show, like, what was it, like the different different types of tattoos were symbols for things that you had done, or things, the type of crimes
Right,
that you had
right.
done, or whatever.
Places
Now-
you've been, like instead of bumper stickers, people got tattoos.
Now it's art.
Yeah.
Now it's expressing what you enjoy on your body, and so the people who are older, they still think of it as, symbolism for what you've done in your life.
And then you see somebody with like skulls and flames, you immediately go, "Oh, no thanks. I don't want none of that smoke. I'm out."
I don't know why. I mean, why do you not like tattoos, Alexander?
I don't care. I have no opinions on tattoos. I
Okay,
do,
why would you never get a tattoo?
Just because I don't want to make something, I don't want to do something to my body that will permanently be there. Even if I know there's like
You
laser.
could get it removed, but
There's like laser
it's-
imagery, but like
it's just your body will never be the same.
Yeah.
right. And it,
you'll
leaves
still have
scars and
you'll
everything.
still have a slight scar no matter how many times you go
there's-
in.
Yeah, and there's nothing in this world that I
Care
love
about enough.
enough
Yeah.
to.
That's exactly what I say. There's nothing I like enough. I would need it on my body.
Right.
For me, my reason for getting my tattoos is I don't love something enough to I want it on me forever. I thoroughly enjoy, like, my right arm is for my Pirates of the Caribbean sleeve. I thoroughly enjoy the Pirates of the Caribbean movie series, and I thought, why not? That's pretty much
Yes. So, what were you thinking when you got Wednesday Adam on your calf?
That was his friend doodled it and was like, "Hey, I want a tattoo." He was like, "Bet, let's
Yeah,
do it."
so
See, that's just like I feel like that's disrespect to your body.
my buddy and I were sitting there on deployment in, what was it, like April or May, and he was doodling and he was like, "Hey man, can I tattoo something on you?" And I was like, sure, because he's a tattoo and he's a tattoo artist. He wants to practice. Not really a tattoo artist. He's an up and coming tattooer. And because he wasn't that good. Don't if he's listening.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Scar my body forever.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
great.
I didn't know that until it's too late.
He actually lucked out because I saw other work that this guy had done.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's not as bad.
Yeah, I would never
Gosh.
know that was somebody who had never done a tattoo.
he didn't even do it
before.
with a shading needle. That's one needle that he just went across. This thing is completely like blocked out in black, and it's
Yeah.
one needle that he took across.
That's
his
a lining
leg
needle, and then he just took that lining needle and went,
Ugh.
yeah.
instead of a shading needle, which has like a dozen.
Right.
4 or 5,
Yeah.
like 6 or 12 needles all slanted in a row for shading, so you get more surface area, so it goes faster down. It's not as painful. But he took one needle the entire time, just just drawing on me with a crayon almost.
Yikes.
And so we were sitting there, and he goes, "Hey, can I tattoo something on you?" And I was like, "Sure." I don't know, whatever. I'm bored. You're bored. So like a couple days later, he comes back with a doodle of Wednesday Addams, and he was like, "Hey, what about this?" I was like, "Left calf." And he's like, "Let's do it."
Oh my gosh, like that just
See,
that
but
gives me so much anxiety.
See, that's
that, like you live with that forever.
yeah, exactly.
Doesn't that scare you?
No.
The way
This is
I
your-
see it, like my thought process on it, because I have, the sleeve and then I have one on my arm as well, is just as long as it's, to me, even if I don't particularly, because I have Riku from Final Fantasy on this arm, even if I don't particularly enjoy Final Fantasy later on in life, or I don't play it anymore, I'm not that interested in it, it's still pretty, it still looks good, so it still makes my body look good to me. It's like accentuating me. It makes me enjoy me more because
I think I believe there is a limit to it. I don't believe in the face.
Oh, you don't believe in that?
Tattoo? That's a little much.
Oh, but you should be accepting of all people with tattoos.
oh no, I accept them. I'm just not doing it for myself.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a little much for me. I see people with face tattoos, and I go, "You've got too much money." All right. That's how that works.
Jody, you're saying that like it's just so disrespectful to his body and everything, but he vapes actively.
Oh, wait, I agree.
So it's not a cigarette. It's not as bad as a cigarette.
Okay, but it's still not as good as oxygen.
It's still not good.
And
I mean, 100% of the people that breathe oxygen die.
that's true.
I don't want to hear it.
So,
Oh my lord.
I don't have any like opinions on tattoos in terms of other people. Like, I don't care what people do. It's just a different preference thing. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't want that on me, so I'm not going to do it. Other people can, it's fine. I do think it's like bad that people might lose opportunities for employment because of it. I don't agree with that. Like, if somebody's like, hey, I'm going to hire these people. Oh, that guy has tattoos, so he's written off.
Yeah.
'Cause I just don't
It
think...
doesn't show your work ethic.
Right, like
Exactly.
I don't think it says anything about
That's more of the
personality or
the
character.
direction I was trying to gear
Right,
this
yeah,
towards.
I
Not a whole
understand,
debate
but we
about
have-
like tattoos are terrible, kill yourself if you have them type thing. More of like you see somebody with like an arm sleeve go to apply at a car dealership and they go, "No, we have to wear short sleeves. You can't wear that." But like, why?
It's the same way at the hospital that I work at. Is you're
Yeah,
not allowed to show
exactly.
your tattoos. I have to have my arms
That's
covered.
what I don't understand. Is you work in an office? Like,
I don't
you
even
don't
see
see patients.
patients.
You don't see customers. Like, why would it matter? The only people that
Still
are
professional standard.
yeah.
Like,
But that's the
But
thing
why?
is.
Yeah, but
If-
why?
Why is that
If I'm right now with tattoos that I have, if I go to a car dealership and I want to buy a car and I see a dude with tattoos, I could start a conversation with him. It's going to be easy for me to talk to him. It'll be easy for him to talk to me. Boom, did it. He probably sold me a car. Not because he has tattoos, but we have a conversation piece.
but you flip that around, somebody who doesn't like tattoos sees you.
So that way you've got 9 other car salesmen to go to. I've got one person.
Yeah, but that car place employs people with tattoos. I
think
totally
yeah.
understand what you're saying,
they
and
have-
it is wrong.
They have a wider customer range if they open up the floor to employing.
I mean, that's also the same problem as
People with
you
tattoos.
don't. You're saying not so much that you wouldn't enjoy talking to somebody without tattoos as much as you would talking to somebody with tattoos.
I mean, yeah,
I think
that's true.
it doesn't matter if you want to buy the car. If the car's good, it's in your budget. Like that's one thing. I don't think. It has
I mean,
anything
yeah,
to do with
it was. I was just using it as like an example. Car salesman
I know,
probably wasn't
I just-
the best
No,
to
I mean,
use.
I
I
but
think
get
it's
it.
a double-edged thing. It's,
yeah, it is for sure.
It
But
goes to me. It goes the same line as like people who get like crazy colored hair. Like I just like
Okay,
I just
yeah,
like
see.
don't get it. Like And I know I'm an old spirit, and
To me, that just doesn't look good. Like,
I guess that's
if
what
you
it
have
is,
bright
too.
neon green hair, I look at you and go, why?
Yeah, it's just
Because it doesn't look
I don't
good.
know.
Like, tattoos are one thing, but those could be covered up. Your hair, you can wear a hat, but you still see
You
the
can't
hair.
wear a hat in most jobs. You
Yeah,
cannot
you
wear
can't
any
wear-
kind of head covering.
Like, I'm in the Navy. I'm in the military. We're supposed to, like, set the pinnacle for professionalism and standards for professionalism, right? But you can get hand tattoos in the military now.
Yeah.
You can get neck tattoos that are, like, they have to be a certain size, and they can't go above your ears, but, like, you could get those now. And I'm like, if that's the case, then, like, why can't somebody that works in an office have an arm sleeve with, like, a tattoo
because
sleeve?
it's
you know?
showing
Like,
your individuality.
oh, yeah.
You gotta be
And
a gear in the
that's
machine.
I was gonna say, and you need to be
You need
a
to,
robot
yeah.
when you're working.
Yeah, this is weekly or whatever we do. This is an episodic reminder that capitalism is bad and destroying
I agree.
everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Well, good peeve. I understand where you're coming from. I don't want tattoos, but I
I would
couldn't care less
I
if
would
other
never
people have
want
them.
I
somebody
wouldn't
who has
like-
the tattoos or piercings or even crazy colored hair. I would never want that to reflect their work ethic.
I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't turn my business away from a place that I want to buy something at because I saw somebody with crazy colored hair or 2 full sleeves. I wouldn't be like, nope,
about
not going
the
there.
work, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why? That person might be the nicest person you've ever met in your life. You
Right.
don't know because you judge them
At
because
the end
you
of the
saw
day,
it.
it's to each their own. Like,
Yeah.
Yep. It's just preference.
That's just my peeve. That's how I think. That's what really grinds my gears. All right.
Cool. Well, Jody, would you like to?
I do have a pet peeve.
All right.
And this is the first year I've really experienced this. I've been at my place of employment for almost 5 years now.
Ooh. Same.
And and every year we've done Secret Santa in this office. And everybody has been involved with it. And they love it. And, we do like a leading up to Christmas Secret Santa where like each week you get like a $1 to $5 gift and, you hide it. So then people can start like, oh, I think it's this person or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have a great time with it. And this year, I don't know what it was. I don't know who got sticks up their asses about whatever, but it's just like,
You
they're like,
can't
no, I'm
say-
not doing it this year. And it's
How
just,
many people?
well, there's 20 people in my office, and I would say like half of them didn't do it.
Why?
And I totally understand if someone's like, I don't have the money for that, or I guess I kind of understand because some are like, it's just too much for me right now. But at some point, like, you might have to go and do that, but I feel like you get so much more in return. Like, you get that pleasure at work, like, you get that holiday
Yeah.
spirit
It's
building
a
up to
distraction
you.
at work to make you.
Yeah, which I need heavily.
Breaks up the monotony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it establishes a bond of friendship and
Right, with your coworkers.
Yeah.
gives
and
you a reason to
whatever.
be excited to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. And I need that. So, like, when I see my coworkers, I don't know what it was this year, but so many people didn't do it. And it's just like, that's just sad. Like, just enjoy the holiday for what it is, or
I get that.
get
because
excited.
There's someone in my office as well. We haven't done Secret Santa or any kind of gift exchange in my office for years because of, I guess, 1 year, one employee, she got what she calls a jailhouse scarf. I guess it was a homemade scarf, but it was poorly made. And she was mad because I guess she had, I don't remember
Like,
what
she
it was.
probably gave what
She
she thought
probably
was a
gave
really
something-
good.
I don't know, but she was not pleased with this. So for years, anytime it was brought up, she was like, no, because I don't want a jailhouse scarf. No, I don't want it. Like, that's just...
Gosh.
We finally convinced her, and I can't tell you how many times leading up to the gift exchange, she was like, I better not get a jailhouse scarf. Like, some of
Tell
us...
me she did.
Some of us were even like, let's do it.
You all
I
get
thought
her one,
about
so
it.
she gets one from everybody.
Because, I have my crochet stuff, so I was like, oh, I might just make a really jacked up scarf.
and
leave it
wrap
on
her real
desk.
present in the scarf.
Just be like,
I don't know who
"Here's
gave
your
that."
girl."
But no, and I also get like, if you don't have like a limit,
Yeah,
and
we're strict
spend-
on limits, yeah.
and you spend so much money on somebody and then you get something terrible in return.
I
I
get
also
it.
have something with that is one of my coworkers, we had a list that we filled out of like things we like. So we
Right.
all had something to go off of.
Right.
And
Plus,
one
you
of
know
my,
those people, you work with them, so.
yeah. But just to make it a little easier, if, we don't talk about your favorite candy or whatever, like, it was just something that a little list of things that we enjoyed. One of my coworkers, she went all out for the other coworker, who all she put on there was, like, candy and gift cards. And she was like, well, that's not exciting. I want to make it fun. I want to have fun with this. So she didn't go out and buy, she made a candy bouquet with gift cards to the places she wanted.
Yeah.
For her gift that she received from a completely different coworker was this hand-me-down, half-used, tiny little Bath and Body Works tester set.
Oh, God.
The scents didn't match. The hand sanitizer was used. It wasn't even one of the scents she had listed that she enjoyed. And the price tag was faded. It was just... You could tell that he went home, went to his fiance's, like, closet and was like, let me see what I got back here.
Yeah.
And, like, gave it to her that day. She was so, like...
Yeah.
When those situations happen, I kind of understand people's reluctance.
Yeah.
But if it worked in the previous years, I don't see why they wouldn't want to do it.
And so much of the joy that I receive at Christmas time is giving the gifts.
Oh, that's my
that's
favorite.
what I love.
I know. I love to see people's reactions when they
people
get what
open
I got
gifts.
when they open what I got them. Like, did I do a good job this year? Yeah.
That's why I also want to see other people open things and like enjoy
You see that
them.
smile? I did this shit.
Yeah.
That is literally my favorite part of birthdays, Christmases, anything. I pride myself on my ability to find, like, the perfect gift to get someone to be happy, excited, shock them, like something.
That wow factor.
I especially, if my cousin tells me, I hate you, I know I did good. Because that's usually because she feels like her present doesn't level up to mine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I did good this year.
I am super excited for their Christmas present that we got them at Bronner's today. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm terrible at waiting. I've been waiting to, like, for you guys to open your presents, like, since I got here. And it's literally, like, the day before we leave that you guys open everything. And I'm like,
it's not fair.
just waiting.
Yeah. Yep. So that's just one of mine.
Yeah, you're just crapping on people's joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be a Debbie Downer.
I completely understand, and I agree with you. My only stipulation that I would say is not everything is for everyone. Like, some people love video games, some people don't, and I don't think that we should be like, you should not like video games because of XYZ. I think we just be like, all right, that's not your thing, and this is mine, blah,
But they've
blah, blah.
done it in the past.
Maybe they felt like they had to, or maybe they did enjoy it, and then they just realized, I'm not really getting that much out of it.
Maybe this year that many people just are strapped for cash and they're just too embarrassed to admit it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I get that, but, like, talking to my coworkers, like, when we were trying to decide, like, you'd ask them, like, oh, are you going to do it this year? Because there was always just a couple of people who were just like, I don't want to do that. But so many of them did it this year.
Weird.
And I could tell that they were having, like, just rough emotional years, and I just wanted to be like, I think this will help you.
Maybe.
Like,
but also, like, if it were just, hey, show up and, like, be involved in this thing, that'd be one thing. But it's, like, something you have to, like, put work into and, like, think about. And sometimes that's just, like, I already have just so much going on. I have, like, all these other people I need to buy for.
I know. And when people say they get so stressed around the holidays, I don't really get it.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't let yourself.
I sure
it's
do.
Also a matter of financial, or if you are really struggling to find like the right gift for people, or if you have so many to buy,
or you get like so anxious seeing family members because of XYZ or whatever. I get it, but like sometimes you just gotta not let that happen, or try your best to not let it happen. Yeah, just don't.
Well, I do agree, though.
Opposite of Nike.
I think a nice thing to do is if you notice that people would probably need the Christmas joy or the Christmas spirit, is maybe just get a small little thing from, like,
That's
the
what I
dollar
ended up
store or
doing.
something.
That's honestly what
just to be like, I know you're having a rough time, you didn't want to do this, but here.
That's
Yeah.
I
want some
crochet a
joy
lot,
for you.
and I crocheted them gifts because I was just like, I just feel like you need this. I'm so
not gonna
happy I
lie.
did it.
I did not crochet gifts for you guys because I know you're better at it.
I wouldn't say I'm better at it.
I promise you, I think I know like 3 stitches.
Joke's on you, she only knows 2. Boom. I'm just
No,
kidding.
I've seen some of it when she posts it.
Oh.
All right, well, good peeve.
Thank you.
Peeve closed.
Final peeve.
What about yours?
I'm going to abstain just for the sake of time,
I hate when you do that.
so we'll move on.
We can zoom through it. Come on.
All right, my peeve is when you are opening gifts and you have to, like, perform for people.
good one.
We probably talked a little bit about this before, but, like, just the expectation
I think I
of, like,
do.
yeah.
I think I do remember you guys saying that in a previous one, but
Yeah.
I have to agree, is like, I don't enjoy this, but yay!
Yeah, either that, or oftentimes it will be a gift that I actually am really happy about. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
And,
but
then they're like, oh, you don't like it. And you're like, no, I actually do. Yeah.
Because you're just like, I mean, I don't know how you want my face to move. Like, do you want me
People
to be...
expect you to be so happy about a good gift, but, like, you could be happy about a gift without
Right.
Right. I think it's just
Everyone's different.
You
And
watch children open gifts.
If
Their joy is just so...
for the viewers out there, if you
Yeah.
couldn't see the motions that I was making, imagine a chimpanzee getting like an entire bushel of bananas to himself. That's how.
Okay, but now you're assuming
Okay.
that he needs to be excited about it. What if he's
Right.
just kind of
What
neutral?
if he's just like,
"Hi,
I already
bananas."
Well, no, I'm
had
saying
my
like
own
that's
bananas.
you know what I meant.
I'm
though.
making a joke.
All right. Wow. But yeah, just just the idea of I have to perform for people instead of just getting a gift
I didn't
that
want
I
the
like.
cameras to see.
Well, I just think like so much, because like when we were kids, like you'd get something that you like always wanted or like didn't think you'd ever get, and like you're just so excited because you don't. And kids just don't have that reservation of showing
Right.
emotions, and
Yeah.
that gets beaten out of you like as you get older.
It's true.
It's like just chill out, don't show that you're excited about anything. So now it's like you're like I don't know.
It's
I
also
don't know how to
hard,
act.
like, whenever you do get a gift that you're just not excited about.
yeah,
you're like,
to be
oh.
like, oh, thanks.
That
I will
too,
never
yeah.
use
Yeah,
this.
it's so hard. Like, you try to, like, internally tell yourself, be excited, make
Oh.
them feel like they
Right, so
did
then you're just
something.
You wanna know how I?
and it's just forced.
You don't know how I get over that? If it's a gift that I know I'm never going to use, I get excited about the fact that I can return this.
I'm
They
gonna
didn't
get
give you the
so
receipt.
much money for this.
I was like, I can sell this or give it to someone who will need this, and that's what gives me joy.
That's true.
Is money or other people's happiness.
Yep.
Mostly money. That's not the point.
Yeah.
All right, good peeve.
Yeah,
Good
that
peeve.
was a
good
All
peeve.
right.
Oh,
Oh,
all
that was
right.
my peeve. I'm not going to say good peeve about my peeve, but it was.
I liked it.
So peeve closed. Let's move on to questions. Who has a question for us?
I have a question for
Awesome.
Before
everyone.
he forgets, guys.
Before I
Yeah.
forget, I wrote it down this time. Haha.
Proud of you.
Joke's on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, if you could be anybody in the world for one day, who would it be? And why?
Alrighty.
I knew you would have just such a off the wall question.
Always.
Yup.
Okay,
What's yours?
Fake or real?
Anybody. Fake, real, action
yours?
hero, movie star, anybody.
Who's yours?
If I could be anybody in the world for a day, and who would it be? Ooh, that's a tough one.
It's your question.
I was
You should have had
saying,
an
wow,
answer.
yeah, this is tough.
Honestly, I would have to go with Captain America.
Wow.
What year?
Yeah.
I like how he's wearing the Captain America shirt.
I didn't even think about that when I said my answer. What year?
Like, he's had some hardships in his life. Do you want to get to him before he's had that hardship? Or
Or like when
after?
he goes to see Peggy and then
Yeah.
No, like Captain America, like mid first movie. When he
he's
finally
still in the war.
yeah when
When
he like
just got into the war.
yeah
where he could actually-
he had finally like figured out because like right after he like when he was performing, he was like performing like that's not him. He finally becomes
A soldier.
a Captain America,
Right.
before like right at like after he because that was probably his most like I'm finally here. I
Joyous
finally
moment.
did it. Because the entire beginning of the movie he was I want to serve. I'm made for more. I want to serve a bigger purpose. And then when he finally got all the muscle and the speed and the height and the butt,
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to.
I was going to say, your butt and Captain America's butt, they're not that different.
that's not the
America's
point. I'll take that compliment. Thank you, Jody. But yeah, he finally inside he had to have felt overwhelmed with joy and happiness. He'd finally made it to where he wanted in life. He's serving his country, fighting for the little guys. He stands for something greater.
Wow.
And that's
All right.
I felt that. I felt that on an emotional level when that.
See, so now you don't even have to do it because you know.
Yep. Yep.
Good answer.
All right.
Yeah, good answer.
Shit, what am I going to say?
Right.
Yeah. As I said before, capitalism is destroying lives. I would become Jeff Bezos and give all of my money away, and then when I stop being Jeff Bezos, then there's one less rich person, so the world would be better
And
for it.
because you're back to your normal self, you have money from Jeff Bezos.
Maybe. I don't even want the money for myself. I just want him not to have it so
I-
other people can.
I have to appreciate that because there's no need to have all that.
Yeah.
You're not going to spend it in your lifetime. And
We
Like-
were just. I was just talking about this with somebody the other day. I don't remember who it was.
It's like
But,
if you made $1 million every month or every week, it would take you 84 years or something to get $1 billion. nobody has earned $1 billion. Nobody deserves to have $1 billion.
No, yeah.
So
And people
It's unnecessary.
people
It's
are like
unnecessary.
yeah, but they worked for what they've become. I'm like, they've worked for the amount of work that they put in to their career and their business or whatever they have.
yeah,
They should not have
that much.
billions of dollars or even
You're
$1
not
billion. First of all, in a lifetime, you can't even spend that much money
Right.
without buying an entire island or
Even if
not
you do that.
Even if you
Yeah.
buy an island, it's like maybe 15 million.
Maybe.
And that's not even scraping the top of the barrel of $1 billion. Like,
Have to
why
appreciate
does
that.
anybody need? America
Don't.
is so much trillions of dollars in debt, right?
Yeah.
Words are hard. I'm sorry if that came out wrong.
You're good.
But like, why are we so? Why can't somebody just be like, we don't owe you that money?
Right.
Debt's gone. What are they gonna do? Nuke us?
Oh God.
We have a big red button too. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
Well, that's
Oh,
healthy.
God.
But
Thanks,
I'd
Captain
change.
America.
You're
From
welcome.
this track to that track way over there, and I don't know how.
yeah, well,
Timbuktu.
thinking more altruistically, like when there are people who are like starving and freezing to death in the streets, and there's like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates out there who just have so much money, it's absurd.
Platinum toilets, like
yeah,
why?
it should not exist. There's
There's
things
people that have urinals that talk to them about what they need to change in their diet so they don't die.
Hey, that actually sounds great.
They don't need that.
That should be given to the public. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
That should be in every
I wanna hear
restaurant.
it.
After you eat a giant, like you eat a 24-ounce porterhouse steak, and you go to the bathroom and pee, and goes,
It's just like,
you have
why?
way too much fat and protein in your diet.
I'm
Thanks,
hungry.
toilet. Thanks, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I imagine a toilet like that would be Jeff Goldblum's voice.
You really have like too much.
you
fat
just,
in
you
your,
ooh, honey, no.
You know, life has found a way to give you cancer.
Oh no.
Have you guys seen that show on Hulu? What is
You are
it?
getting
Hulu.
sidetracked.
Yeah, we don't have time for
The life according to Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, that's on
That's
Disney
on
Plus.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
Disney.
Plus.
Yeah, that's a funny show.
Not yet. So that's my serious answer. My funny answer would be George R. R. Martin, so I could see what the Winds Winner, the last Game of Thrones book looks like, see where it's at. What the
Joke's on you.
percentage is.
You become him, and you're like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a blank page.
You wake up to sitting at the desk like about to write, and you go,
It's that episode of SpongeBob where he's written the.
Yeah. Why,
He's-
SpongeBob? Why?
Why?
Why couldn't you just write your essay?
Yeah. So that's my two
His
answers. Jody?
anyway, sorry,
I
SpongeBob.
would pick somebody.
SpongeBob.
No, I would not pick SpongeBob.
That'd be fun, though.
I would honestly pick somebody like Margot Robbie
Ooh.
or Kate Middleton.
Mm-hmm.
Just someone who I think is just a really sophisticated person
Mm-hmm.
who has their shit together.
Michelle
is beautiful
There you go.
and
Of course.
you know
Michelle
is-
Obama.
right, or
Yes.
Michelle Obama, and like I just want to be those people to go through a day in their life to know that they also have problems too.
Yeah.
Just to like make yourself not feel so bad.
That's true.
Because that's what gets me. So I compare my life to so many other people.
You can't.
But I was gonna
You
say,
can't
but all
do
those
that.
people are carrying things that you have
Yeah.
no idea what they are.
That's true, yeah.
So if you can find somebody who you think is like ideally perfect,
People
and
like
find
that, their biggest issue in the world is how I'm going to spend $1 billion.
yeah.
How do I spend
No, they're
this
probably
money?
like,
The
how
answer
the
is you
hell am I
can't
gonna get
give
the
it up.
mafia from
Jeff
not killing me?
Goldblum's
But,
voice
Right.
is toilet. Oh, it's almost.
yeah, but
Although
just,
someone
just
fund this.
something like that. That's the
That's
type
really
of
cool.
person that I would pick.
Yeah, I like that
Just
a
to
lot.
like, you
Spend
know,
a
bring
day
it
in their
down to
shoes.
everybody. Like, hey, like
Humility. yeah.
everybody has problems. Everybody's got to get through
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would pick.
That's really nice. I like that.
Thank you, Taylor.
This is a difficult question. I don't.
It is really
I know.
hard.
There's
yeah.
so many ways you could just
Yeah.
have fun with it.
I
You
think it would be fun and inspiring, I think, to me, to be someone with raw talent in something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whether it's those gymnasts who I know that they work, you know, God knows how many hours to be the way that they are, or like those painters who it just comes to naturally. Just someone who just, yes, they have to work on it, but it just comes easier to them. Because
Right.
I try to pick stuff up and it just doesn't stay, doesn't click, doesn't.
Oh, yes.
I can't hold on to it. And so, like, it would be
Like-
interesting, I think, and inspiring to feel what it is to be good at something amazing.
I
That's
see, like, I see people, like, I play video games a lot, and I watch people play video games, and, like, I think, like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty good at this, and then I watch so many other people who are, like, #1 ranked in the world, and it looks so easy to them,
Right.
and I'm just like, I am terrible at this
Yeah.
game. I want to just not play video games ever again.
I know that it takes like grueling hours of practice,
And
everything
normal
just,
people don't have that much time. Like,
Yeah.
if I could just sit there and play video games for
a
10
day.
hours a
Just
day.
jump in, be great at something, and then jump out. you know?
Gymnastics is a perfect example of that, because we watch it at home and we're like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
and meanwhile they're like,
Oh yeah, watching the Olympics with my mom is horrible because like they're always someone my age, and she's like, "You could be doing that."
yeah,
Ooh.
like, why don't you do that? Why weren't you
Thanks,
like that?
Mom.
It's
You
like,
didn't
I
put
don't
me
know.
in gymnastics. I don't know.
Yeah. We were just saying the other day, we're like, I hope our kids do dance and gymnastics, because we were talking about just all the benefits you could have from it.
Or
Yeah.
even just learning an instrument. Like, I'm trying to
people who
learn violin, and it's
yeah.
rough.
Well, people who can play instruments, like,
Old McDonald's
Wow.
whooping my butt. Let me tell you.
they handed me a tambourine once, and they're like, no, you can't
Take it away.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, really cool. I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, good question.
That
Thank
was
you.
a very good question.
Thank
Adam.
you. I like to surprise every now and then. with my
Who would like to
brains.
go next?
Taylor.
I can go next.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a quick one, personal one. What would you say, since we're coming to the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say is your best moment this year that you can think of? Like, you just think of this year was just great.
That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. What happened this year? Well,
lot.
why don't
Right?
you?
For me, and this is going to be cheesy and terrible, but after 7 months of deployment, it was a pretty good moment when I got into my friend's car and he was sitting in the back seat. Surprised me
I
coming
was
home early.
hiding underneath of a blanket.
Probably my best moment this year.
That's
That
really
would be-
cool.
But at the same time, the worst because I was in pajamas, hair on my head, like looking rough.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I'd showered that day. Like, it was a bad day for him to come back and be like, yeah, this is
And
what
you didn't
came
give
home
a shit,
to.
did you?
No.
No. Yeah. Like,
Never
who
do.
cares?
It was great, though. Like, she was like, come with me to go get some steak and shake or something. I was like, well, I can't eat steak and shake, but all right. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And I
She
go
had to
down.
like beg her to come out
Oh
of
yeah,
the
she
house.
kept begging because I work in the morning. I gotta be there at 5 a.m.
Yeah, but was it worth it?
I get into the car, and I hear from his vape, and the smoke comes out the back, and he's like, "Hi."
Hi.
That's
Oh my
sad.
God.
On the back, I
She
freaked
goes.
out.
She goes. She looks at me. She looks at Alexis. She looks back at me. Looks back at Alexis. What the fuck? What the fuck? I hate you both. That was her immediate reaction to that scenario. I hate you both.
Wow.
And then I leaped into the
Sorry
backseat.
about the dropping
fine.
that. Oops.
It's
I
okay.
I didn't. I don't know if this is censored or not.
No,
Oh, you kidding?
we say worse.
I'm on this show.
Yeah, jokes
That's
on the
fair.
show.
Words
Alright.
come out.
I feel like she says worse. I don't know about. I
do.
haven't heard much
That's
from
because
you.
he can't. Your mother beat it out of him.
I can. It's just
Yeah.
it doesn't come naturally to me the way it does other people.
I don't. I do it out of respect. I don't do it in front of them out of respect. Other than that, it's no holds barred.
You do though sometimes.
Sometimes I'll be on the phone with my mom.
Yeah, it's in your language.
I was
yeah.
on the phone with my mom like a month ago, and I went, yeah, and I went to the fucking bathroom. Oh crap! Sorry, mom, ignore that. It was something along that line. And I went, my heart
Was that your best
You're like,
moment this year?
sank.
Yeah.
I went, no.
Was that your best moment this year?
No.
What was your
What is
best
your best
moment?
Well,
this
she stole mine.
Haha.
year? Was it really?
Yeah,
Aw.
the day I got to come home and see her after 7.5
all
months.
right. I'm gonna be sick.
Hey, listen,
I was
7
gonna
months
say
is
we have
rough.
never experienced anything
Yeah.
like that. Can
It-
you imagine how hard that would be?
It was rough. and
Especially since we technically weren't like dating when I left. We were talking about it when I
Right.
left, and then like 2 or 3 months in, we decided we were gonna make it official. So I hadn't seen her
Right.
as my girlfriend until that moment, and I went, "This is what I signed up for, you unshowered, unkempt beast of a woman. I love you."
That's funny.
Well, Jody, what would you say yours is?
Well, my cousins have I have two cousins, and they both have two sets of girls. So there's 4 of these little girls who are 2 of them are 4 and 2 of them are 2. And honestly, just any time around them
Mm-hmm.
is like my greatest joy.
Oh yeah.
Like, we had Christmas yesterday with them, and it's just what it is. Like, I've never been... I used to be one of those people like, I might not have kids, and I don't even know... I don't like babies, I don't anything like that. But when my cousins had kids, I could... Like, that's when a whole new door opened up for me of, like,
Yeah.
you can do this. Like, this is manageable, and it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
And I love those girls so much.
'Cause those are some great kids.
Yeah, they're so sweet and everything like that. And they're so funny. They're hilarious.
And that feeling of just unconditional love towards
That's,
them that you get
right.
from them,
That makes me actually think about today. Today is actually an honorable mention. I got to hang out with Amethyst, my goddaughter, for what 4 or 5 hours, 5-6 hours, and it was it like opened my eyes to the fact that like you know how you always in your life you have that one friend, maybe two friends that are there they're there forever. You know, like Dad and John or Dad and Mark. You know, they're there forever. And that's gonna be Mike and Adeline to me, and it really hit home in the fact that like these people are gonna be my lives forever, and it just felt really good to be able to know that Amethyst is ecstatic when she sees me, and that feels really good to me to know that I'm gonna be a role model. I'm gonna be an important person in this child's life, and I get to help shape her into the woman she's going to become one day. And that's a scary thought, honestly, because it's me. Listen.
Listen,
but,
we talk about that all the time. Like, he's the only uncle our kids are going to have. So, yeah.
Hey, guys. And, yeah, so it was really nice to...
Everyone's got that odd uncle.
Yeah. I'm gonna be that funkle. Come on, get real.
Yeah, for real.
I'm the only uncle. So
That's why you got to stop vaping. Gotta set some good examples.
That's true.
Oh, no, I'm going to show them all the different flavors. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
How does it make you feel to know that I'm Amethyst's favorite?
Ooh, it actually stung a little bit. Not gonna
Did she
lie.
say that today?
No, but she was all over Taylor. It was ridiculous. She called her mommy a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm not your mom.
And we all four of us in the truck were like, "Mommy, this one."
That's funny.
All right.
But the two older girls, they got to see me perform because I do a Christmas show every year, and this was the first year that they got to see me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And like, they were ecstatic. They then would go home. The character I played this year was Susie Snowflake. They go home. They're like, I want to be Susie Snowflake when I grow up. I want to be in a play. I want to be like that. So that.
Yeah,
Best
I want to be like
That's
mommy,
incredible.
not your mom.
That's an
Like,
incredible
I want to be
moment,
like. I want to be like Jodie.
Yeah.
So. That's mine.
That's gotta hit home.
All right.
It was.
all right.
It was nice.
So men often get accused of like being emotionally shallow, and especially me, I often get accused of like living my life through the lens of like movies and TV and everything. And I'm gonna have to lean into that this time because I haven't had like the best year.
I agree. I thought I might not be able to come up with something.
Yeah. So I'll say something that A, happened very recently, and B, was based around like a movie, which was the most recent Star Wars movie came out. And I was very nervous going into it because a lot wrote on it, and I've been unhappy with previous Star Wars movies, and I was very nervous about what this movie was going to bring. And the movie was incredible, and I was like very happy with it.
Incredible.
Yes. And I would say that's probably mine, just because like not a lot has happened this year,
No.
and a lot of
you, yeah,
right to me, and a lot of the things that have happened haven't been like great.
Yeah, they've been very bad.
Yeah, so I would say like the best thing, the best moment this year was just like being in the theater and being like, oh, this is working. Like this is this movie
This is not terrible.
This is not terrible.
Yeah.
And it was pretty early on in the movie too that it was just like, okay.
I had to wait till the very end to be like, okay, yep, this is exactly what I wanted. I had to wait all the way to the end, and it was great. It was great.
I had a similar encounter with the Rick and Morty season 4 came out this year, and I was so excited for it. And then we aired episode 1. You have to have Adult Swim. You have to subscribe to Adult Swim to watch the rest. And I went,
I can't get this for free.
Yeah.
I just want to say, just for fun, or throwing that in there. 1, 2, and 3. I like them. Screw you guys.
Oh,
What do
Star
you-
Wars.
Oh, Star Wars?
The Star Wars. I like 1, 2, and 3.
Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
I'm right there with you. I
it's
like
one
them.
of those things that's that popular thing to dislike. Just throwing that out there.
I am totally. I love
Wanted that on the books.
2 and 3.
My
I love those ones.
stupid question for a second. I'm probably going to get hit by one of you three.
Oh God, let me get my weapon
Mace
ready.
Windu, was he in 4 and 5 and 6
No.
or 1,
No.
2, and 3?
He was in 1, 2,
He
and
was
3.
in 2 and 3.
He was in. I think he was in 1,
1, 2,
but
and 3.
he didn't
1,
really
2,
have
and
much
3.
to do.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
man.
just barely, I think, in 1.
Yeah.
That's a good character. There's nothing wrong
He's
with liking. that
Yeah, but like
character,
they
yeah.
always, like you guys were saying the other day, don't watch 1, 2, and 3, just watch 4, 5, 6.
And you're like, but Mace Windu's. And I didn't say that. Your father said that.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, but I want to see.
I was like,
I want to see a bald black man swing a great flavored lightsaber. It's all I want
There
in
you
life.
go.
Oh,
It's
God.
all I want.
Yep.
All right, Alex, question. Or Jody, sorry.
Yeah, Jody first.
We took too long on that quick question.
No.
Yeah.
It was a quick question.
I was going to say, I don't mind going long on them, because that's what this show's about.
How long is the normal...
Typically an hour.
Sometimes they're an hour and a half, and that's fine.
Sometimes they're an hour and a half.
Okay, my question might be a little bit harder, but I was just thinking about, like, old Christmas presents that I have gotten, like, when I was a little kid. And I was just wanted to know, like, what toy or thing, like, when you think back of, like, you're just like, you just get so nostalgic over, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember I got that for one Christmas, and it was so great because blah, blah, blah. Mine was when my sister and I both got sock'em boppers.
Oh.
Which, like, who would ever make a toy to literally beat the shit out of somebody else?
Hey,
because
man.
you literally did that. I don't know if you've ever had them.
Is that the giant
Yeah,
thing?
they're you just blow them up and you put them on your
the big
fist.
inflatable
Look,
cylinders.
hey, early 2000s was a rough time for everyone, all right?
This was the 90s,
This
bro.
was the 90s.
Like, this was 90s.
wow.
But, I mean, they had them in the 2000s, but...
I was about to say, because I remember, like, advertisements for those when I was little, but
Yeah,
I won't
yeah,
remember
they, like,
anything
had them.
from when I was
I was very little when these things came out, and my brother, I'm a middle child of two brothers, so my older
Poor
brother,
thing.
it was rough. My older brother and I, we didn't always get along,
How do you
so
think I
when he
feel?
had these things, oh, I'm like yay high, like 2 feet, and he's just bopping me
Yeah.
around the room.
Yeah, that's me, and my sister's 4 years older than me, but we beat the shit out of each other with those.
Yeah.
See, I have a similar problem. I'm also the middle child of a younger brother and a older brother as well.
Shut up. You're so mean.
terrible.
You're so mean.
I'm kidding.
You're the worst middle child.
Gosh,
Yeah,
take
that's
you-
true.
I'm an asshole.
I'll go.
That was my hit.
If you have one, yeah.
I do. I think the earliest Christmas present that I remember getting was a SpongeBob SquarePants video game for the GameCube.
Oh, that game was great.
That was Battle for Bikini Bottom.
That was one of them. I don't remember. I think the one that I'm thinking of is the SpongeBob the movie, the game.
Yes, that was the one where you were like in the bathtub and
That
you had
part,
to like
part of it was
tracks.
like
Yeah.
part of it was like there were racing courses, and I just remember being so excited. Like I got it, and I was so excited to go like just play it. Like it was one of those things we talked about this recently, where like the best thing about Christmas is not like getting the gifts; it's like going home and getting to like now you can live in these gifts. You can like swim in them and like do whatever you need to do.
Oh, my family's very quick and easy on Christmas. We all get together, we open up our presents, and we don't do like one at a time. We all just like everyone's got their presents, rip into
It's
them.
a mosh
I was going to
pit.
say, newsflash,
I
this
know.
year will be
It's-
different.
it's gonna
It's
be
a mosh
different.
pit of wrapping paper.
Yeah, it's
that
literally
around.
just rip it open, and then we all have our gifts, and then we disperse and enjoy them.
Yeah,
Like that is our Christmas.
that's nice. That's how it should be.
I love just like when I'm all done with my gifts, I love like getting them all together and just like looking at them.
Yeah.
I
Like,
love
You
really
stack
good
everything
stuff
and
like
just
that.
like
this is all mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially when you're a kid and you get like 30,000 things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
come on, 30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 30,000.
One of the staples
Must be nice to be rich.
one of-
It is.
Joy. All right, well then, where are my Jeff Goldblum toilets?
Just wait. Christmas is in 2 days.
one of the staples of our Christmas was like just having all of those boxes and wrapping paper just lying around, and it just told you a story of like how great this Christmas was, and like while we would play the games or while we would like read the books or play with the toys that we got, we'd just be like swimming in like this wrapping paper that we hadn't
Yeah, that
thrown
does
away
not
yet.
surprise me at all that you guys would just leave the wrapping paper.
Honestly, my stepdad, he's always like, as we're opening them, he's picking up.
That's
wrapping
Alex
paper.
now.
Yeah,
like,
because
I
I don't
gotta
like a
get this out of
mess,
the
and I
way.
don't want to clean it up later. But I do miss like just because it really that's what makes it feel like Christmas to me. Is like just having all these wrapping papers around. But whatever.
Good to know. We'll have to leave that around.
Yeah.
I don't know, like. Question. What was the question again? It was something.
What
about,
gift do you feel like the most nostalgic
The most
over
nostalgia?
when you
It's a hard question.
like you saw it? You know you see it now in a store and you're like, oh yeah, I got that one year. Or,
Probably. I don't know. I got a lot of toys as a kid. Either like Legos or Polly Pocket or.
yeah,
Nice.
Polly Pocket.
Polly Pockets.
Honestly, like the one that probably hits the most is probably the one that hit me the most was this, like I said, my brother and I, we didn't get along. He had a Power Ranger that was about yay high, so about 2
feet.
2 feet big. The whole body was stuffed except the head.
Yep.
The head was this
Plastic.
rock hard plastic
no.
that he would use to beat me with. So I think of my childhood the most whenever I see something like that.
You're like, oh god,
I'm like,
the bruises.
don't
Yeah.
get a kid that because that's a weapon.
Wow.
Good to know.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I had a
that's
joyous childhood.
unfortunate. Oof.
What's yours?
So you two might actually already know what I'm going to say here because you were here for it, and I've told you this story. The rubber ducky.
Oh, yeah.
When I was really, really little, I wrote a letter to Santa, which my mom framed with glitter and put on the tree as an ornament every year now.
Yes, I've
since
read this,
we all have one on the tree.
Oh, I gotta read it now.
It was something along the lines of, "Dear Santa, please bring me a duck because I love duckies. Thank you for my duck. Love, Adam."
Yeah.
And
Thank you for my. You like pre-thanked him.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for my
you.
duck.
In advance.
Yeah,
And it
in
was-
advance.
I think without fail, every single year since that year, I've gotten a rubber ducky for Christmas. In either one or a small bag of small ones or something of the sort. I have always gotten a rubber
have
ducky
you
for
kept them?
Christmas. Yes.
That
You
makes me
have?
so happy because I literally went out and got a bunch of rubber duckies. I didn't know this story. I got a
I
bunch
thought
of
I've
rubber
told
duckies.
you this.
No. And I literally filled the bathtub with these tiny rubber duckies.
Have you guys seen that? There's a video
There's a
on
comedian
YouTube.
or whatever where he was like playing pranks on his roommates, kept getting more and more rubber duckies, putting out scenes or whatever with them.
Oh.
We thought it was hilarious. So I went out, got some rubber duckies, and just like put them all over the bathroom.
If you guys ever get the chance, look up Rubber Ducky Roommate on YouTube and you will not be
It's
disappointed.
hilarious.
It
Okay.
is hilarious.
Noted.
So yeah, it was probably the funniest, most memorable gift for Christmas I've ever gotten because I get one every year and I'm never disappointed.
That's
Are you
really
gonna be
funny.
disappointed if you don't get one this year?
I will not be disappointed this year because I know I'm going to get one this year. My mom gets me one every year. If she didn't
I
get
don't know.
one,
Your mom has lesions. She forgets a lot of
that's
stuff.
true. I was about to say if she didn't get one this year, it's because she forgot, and I will get sad that she's getting old.
All right, well,
Too many people are dying.
Oh my
I
lord.
know. Did you answer?
yeah, I answered. Did everybody answer?
Oh yeah,
His was the
SpongeBob thing.
SpongeBob
Yeah.
game, yeah.
What was yours?
Mine was the Power Ranger that was used to beat me.
All right.
Cool. Well, this has been Peeves and Qs.
Ask your question.
I'm not going to.
Yes.
Ask your
No,
question.
I don't even have a
It's
question.
a special Christmas episode. You have a question.
I don't have a
I
question,
will
not
feel
a short
so
one.
disappointed if
It
the
doesn't
one
have to
I'm
be a
part
short
of
one. How
doesn't
long
have
have
a
we been
question.
going?
Yeah.
Over an hour.
That's fine. Keep it up.
Come on.
What is
2-hour Christmas special.
what is the movie that you always have to watch at Christmas time?
Oh,
That's a good movie. Or a question.
Yes, it is. I like that one.
Usually it's
all
a
right.
good movie.
All
Peeves
of
and
the
Qs
above.
are over.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I started this recent tradition of watching the episode of Black Mirror called White Christmas because it's a Christmas episode and it's got John Hamm in it, who's awesome, and he's an actor. He's a madman. Doesn't matter. And it's a really good episode, and it's Christmassy themed. It's not the most uplifting thing, so you usually have to like wash it out with actual Christmas movies, but it's a lot of fun. I try to sneak that in every year, and it's shorter than like a movie,
Yeah.
so.
And have you watched it this year yet?
Not yet. I need to.
You're running out of time.
I don't have time for anything these days.
That's fair.
That's right.
So that's
I
mine.
feel that on a spiritual level.
What about you?
I want to say It's a Wonderful Life because
Because we do. We watch it every year.
Dad started that tradition with us a long time ago. Every Christmas Eve we watch It's a Wonderful Life, and then we go to bed and we wake up, and it's usually a Christmas story is on while we're opening presents in the morning.
Yeah.
But It's a Wonderful Life is probably my most traditional Christmas movie that we go to.
It's a good one.
That actually leads into mine with A Christmas Story.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
My
Nice.
mom, every
Yeah.
year, it's just without fail, TBS runs a marathon of A Christmas Story. It literally rolls the credits while rolling the opening credits.
Yep.
And, like, she just leaves it on all day. She turns it on when we're opening presents, and it just stays on at that point. And she'll just sit on the couch and watch it and fall asleep, wake up, watch it again, fall asleep.
Yep.
She just keeps
That's
doing
me,
it. So
man.
it's going to be weird this year. Not being at home watching A Christmas Story with my mom.
You think we're not going to watch it this year?
I'm not going to be at home with my mom.
You're still going to
And
be...
that's like
You have my
She
mom.
won't be there to say fragile.
My dad...
you'll have to
You-
call her. Fragile.
Oh,
You think it's
That's
not
another
going to
thing
happen?
is every year I usually wake my mom up. I usually bust down the door and go, "It's Christmas!" Every year. And I'm not there.
What time
I'm
in the
totally
morning?
gonna call her.
What time in the morning?
It's usually before the sun's up.
Yeah, like 4:30.
I'm there a terrible, ridiculous hour because she kept expecting me, so I had to get earlier and earlier as the years went on.
That's funny.
And
Yep.
she was like, "Oh, Taylor will be in here at 5:30. I'll set an alarm for 5:15, and then 4:45 comes around. It's Christmas! You thought I got you, bitch.
Eventually, it's gonna be like 2 days before Christmas.
That's
Eve.
me.
Like,
Oh,
it's Christmas!
I do it to my brother all the time. I'll go in, it's July, and I'll jump on his bed and go, it's Christmas! He goes, it's not Christmas.
That's his response every time. It's not Christmas. And that draw, like, it's not Christmas. Because he's asleep when she does it, so he is not having it.
What about you, Jed?
We watch A Christmas Story every year too, and I love to have it on the whole time during presents, but my mom will come by and she'll like change the channel and we'll have this huge fight over it. It's like, no, it's Christmas, you have to leave it on.
First of all,
Christmas
no,
Story.
and second of all, turn it back.
Yeah. And they're like, but the Macy's Day Parade. I'm like, no.
First of all, who
Christmas
cares?
Story.
It's for Thanksgiving, isn't
No,
it?
they have like a Disney like parade or whatever in Christmas.
No,
Yeah.
Christmas Story, TBS, Marathon, throw it on.
Lego.
But I always have to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
So good.
such a good
So
movie.
good.
He's the only Grinch in my
It
opinion.
breaks
Oh,
my
yeah.
heart that after that one did so well, they redid the Cat in the Hat, or they made that one, and after that, Dr. Seuss's family said no
Because it was terrible.
because it was so
It was
bad.
awful.
The potential that the Grinch put out there that could have been so great for all the other Dr. Seuss classics, but Mike Myers and whoever it was that made that movie just
fucked it
ruined
up.
it.
That's because Mike Myers should not make Christmas movies. He should
It's
stick
not
to
even a
his
Christmas
horror
Cat in the Hat's
movie.
not
That's
even a
not
Christmas
Christmas.
movie.
It just made me.
Well,
think of
he
it
should
because
not.
it's Dr. Seuss.
He stick to his horror stuff.
All right.
You try reaching for that joke.
I do wish that there was. I want to see the world in which they made like all of the classic Dr. Seuss things as live action things, and then the
'Cause they won't do
Avengers
it.
movie that combined all the characters
them
together.
together.
That would be hilarious.
Grinch, I'm putting together a team.
Yeah.
Actually, have you guys seen Rise of the Guardians?
Yeah, that is going to probably become a new classic. For
It
me.
was
Is that the owl one?
No,
No.
that's the Guardians of Gahul.
Oh, excuse
no,
me.
sir.
Rise of the Guardians is a Christmas
That's Jack
movie.
Frost.
Jack Frost.
Yeah, with the
Easter
Tooth
Bunny.
Fairy.
Yeah, Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman voiced the Easter Bunny, and it was amazing.
I
Yes,
honestly
I think
love
I
it.
I
did
had
see
never
that a
heard of
long
this
time
movie
ago.
until a couple of months ago when she was like, "Hey, wait, you need to watch this movie," and I was like, "All right, whatever."
It's like, you haven't seen this, you need to see
And
this.
I sat down with skepticism, and I went, "I love this movie."
Did you guys ever see the Tooth Fairy with The Rock?
Dwayne
Oh
The
my
Rock
goodness.
Johnson, yes.
Okay, putting aside how ridiculous the movie is, the guy who plays the like his manager or whatever,
Oh yeah,
he's hilarious.
Wheatley
And
from Portal 2. What's his
whatever
name?
it was, I don't know. His lines were just on point for me because I remember like quoting that movie because he was so darn funny.
Yeah, I know that guy. He's in a lot of stuff. He's very funny.
And he's usually pretty goofy and great. He's that tall, lanky guy with the glasses.
Stephen Merchant.
Yes.
He's British, but he sounds like he's Irish.
Oh, I think I know what I'm thinking of. Is he did the lip sync battle on Jimmy Fallon? That was
Did he?
fantastic.
Nice.
I try to get Alex to watch Babes in Toyland every
God.
year.
Yeah.
Never
I
heard
don't
of
know
it.
what
From
that is.
1984,
That's
starring
why.
Keanu Reeves and Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I have to see this.
Honestly,
Fantastic.
so there are movies that are so bad they're good, right?
Oh,
There's a lot of
absolutely.
movies that you love to watch because of how bad they
Oh,
are.
absolutely. Con Air.
Yeah,
Sharknado.
Con Air.
No.
Well, that's
Con Air
intense.
wasn't a bad movie. Con Air was a great movie.
Con Air is
It's
so
over.
bad.
It's over the
great.
top and ridiculous in a way that makes it a lot of
His-
fun.
Put
to
the
watch.
bunny back in the box.
But Babes in Toyland is a movie that I almost can't
It's so
stomach
good.
watching. No,
I love it.
There's
No.
a lot of movies like that I'm like, when I think back, I'm like, oh, that's a great movie. And then I go to show somebody that
Yeah, and
movie,
you're like,
and then I'm like,
oh,
oh.
Never
Jody's
mind.
the opposite.
I love
She's
it.
like,
I love
you
it.
should watch this. And then it's
I
bad,
love
and
it,
she
but
loves
it's like, I can see why other people would be like,
Yeah, I
oof.
guess. If I tried really hard.
Like The Labyrinth.
Oh, The
I
Labyrinth
love
is
The La-
trash.
I love The Labyrinth, but then you have
What
people who
happened
just
is
don't
we
enjoy
watched
it.
that too late in life.
Yeah, we
You
didn't
watched
grow
that
up
when
with
you
it.
were younger.
I watched as a
And we
kid.
watched that 3 years ago. Like, and I
just don't-
couldn't. I
just
was like,
don't get
no.
what's supposed to be, what that movie is trying to do. Like, is it supposed to be a fairy tale? Because it's like not really. Is it supposed to be scary? Because it's not really.
Yeah,
is it
it's
supposed to
just
be like?
trash.
It's just there to exist, okay?
I guess.
Yeah.
Don't try to analyze it, just enjoy.
Like,
Okay.
like
It's
Sharknado.
the power of the
Stop
babe.
talking about
So bad, it's
Sharknado.
great.
No.
I loved Sharknado, and then they made a second one.
They've
All right.
made like
Well,
A lot.
this
yeah.
has been Peeves and Qs.
All
Christmas
right,
edition.
Christmas edition, sort
Christmas.
of. Thank you for listening. If you want to find us on Twitter and tweet at us if you want to, you can do that at Peeves and Qs. And if you want to send us your own peeves or Qs or questions or comments or whatever, you can do that at peevesandqspodcast@gmail.com. I'm personally on Twitter at Mr. spelled with the long way, Red2342. That's at Mr. Red2342.
And I am on Twitter at clever girl, the letter F and the letter X, if you care, but don't at me.
Well, all right.
I have to
Don't at
catch
me,
up.
bro.
There's been so many episodes.
I am not on Twitter. Yeah, that's all I got.
I am. I just don't post.
That's fair.
Do you have anything you want to talk about, plug? Like, say where you could be found if you want to?
Don't find me.
You find me out back.
Don't
at
at me,
dumpster.
bro. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
Don't at me.
Make sure that you stop kicking the table, and
I
also
know.
make sure that you rate and review the show on iTunes, because that's the way podcasts grow. If you want the show to get better, want us to get microphones for each individual person instead of one that we share, rate and review the show on iTunes. 5 stars only. Then we can grow and get some money.
Fund us.
Yeah.
Or fund them. I'm just here for the, I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, I'm a guest.
All right.
She's a long-time listener, first-time caller.
First time calling.
Yeah.
We have been on the phone this whole time. That's why it's so awkward.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it. We'll see you. We'll see you in 2020.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Happy
Hanukkah.
holidays.
Wait,
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. What just happened? There's like something the day after Christmas that I don't remember.
Boxing Day?
No. Well, yeah, but
Groundhog
there's
Day.
something else.
Yes! I love Groundhog's
That was
Day.
a good movie.
whatever that is.
It is Kwanzaa. I think.
I said Kwanzaa.
All right. Cool. Kwanzaa.
Yep.
Or how about
26th.
Happy Holidays?
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Yep, cover it all.
All right. Thanks,
Boom, did
everyone.
it. All right. Bye.
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 Bye.